Good evening and welcome to the news roundup for Tuesday the 24th of September. Before we get into the news, please remember to like this video, share your views in the comments, and to share the video with your family and friends.
Reach them! Always make sure the message reach them!
Now for the news in detail. Government lawmakers on the Integrity Commission Oversight Committee on Tuesday morning voted against a motion moved by opposition legislator Julian Robinson during a meeting of the committee. The motion calls for the Integrity Commission Oversight Committee to support a referral of an investigation report dealing with the statutory declarations of Prime Minister Andrew Holness to the Financial Investigations Division FID for review. Colonel Charles Jr. said the Integrity Commission should be compelled to certify the statutory declarations of the Prime Minister, noting that the Director of Corruption Prosecutions at the IC ruled that no charges should be laid against the head of government.
Before us today is the ruling on the one matter that the Director of Investigation advanced to the Director of Corruption Prosecution. And I read, the Commission's Director of Corruption Prosecution has, pursuant to the provisions of the Integrity Commission Act, inclusive of the aforementioned sections 54.3b and 54.4 of the Act, and sections 34.1a and 34.1b thereof, reviewed the subject investigation report and has ruled that, open quotation, upon careful consideration, it was determined that no charges are to be laid, close quotation. Why is it that in the motion that has been advanced, you hear no reference to what the Director of Corruption Prosecution has determined further to an examination of what has been placed before her? The other matters that are discussed in the report were not even sufficient to be advanced to the Director of Corruption Prosecution for a determination. But now we want to tell Jamaica that we must drag a declarant, regardless of who the declarant is, through a whole new redetermination because you have failed before you completed your investigation to do your job.
Meanwhile, Delroy Chuck said the report was phishing, abuse of process, and harassment.
What is before us? A submission to Parliament. It came clearly as a final report. It didn't come as an interim report. So what is this recommendation or request that we should refer to the FID and TAG? Mr. Chairman, the investigation, the IC Integrity Commission has an MOU with FID from 2001 or 2021. And it could easily have contacted the FID and asked the FID for information. Why is it submitting a report now and then asking us to recommend to the FID? It has a MOU with FID. And before it submitted this report, why didn't it engage the FID and the TOJ, which within its mandate it can do? And it seemed to me the question may well be asked, why was this report submitted to Parliament at this time? After 3 years, it had, during that period, done 3,800 investigation of transaction, investigated according to 28 bank accounts. The IC itself has done a comprehensive report. In addition, it reported that it had an international expert for 6 months. And the international expert has found nothing. And what you have here, Mr. Chairman, is a report that has not implicated the Prime Minister, the substance of this report, in any material way. What this report has done is to leave nothing but speculation from page 1 to page 171 of its report. It had come to no conclusion. And because it has failed to come to any conclusion, it is now asking for the FID and the TAJ to assist it in coming to some conclusion. I have much more to say, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, save and except to say I cannot support the present motion.
Dental assistant K.O.D. Satchel has pleaded guilty to the stabbing death of 80-year-old Danielle Ro in June last year, a murder that sparked national outrage. Satchel was also convicted of child stealing for taking Danielle from Brayton Primary and Infant School in St. Catherine. One of her attorneys told the court that he intends to make a plea in mitigation before sentencing, but said he would need time to prepare his submissions. The deceased was abducted from her school in Portmore on June 8 last year. The child was seen later that day with her throat slashed on Roosevelt Avenue in St. Andrew. She was rushed by persons in the area to the Bustamante Hospital for Children, where she died 2 days later. The post-mortem report revealed that the child died from an incised wound to the neck. Investigations by the police led to Satchel being arrested on August 11 last year. She was subsequently charged with murder. The Financial Services Commission (FSC) has indicated that Stocks and Securities Limited (SSL) is poised to pay out more than US $30 million or 4.7 billion Jamaican dollars to its clients who have been waiting more than a year to collect on their investments. In a release on Monday, the FSC said based on the latest information provided by the SSL trustees, the company is advancing its plans to make a payout to its clients. The FSC said the payout will be primarily from the proceeds of the sales of SSL's international securities client portfolio, approximately valued in excess of US $30 million. According to the regulatory agency, it continues its active regulation of SSL with a focus on ensuring that the company strictly adheres to the requirements outlined in the Securities Act. Residents of Craigtown in St. Andrew Southern are calling on Member of Parliament Mark Golding to immediately step in to quell the deadly gang violence which has resulted in the deaths of 3 seniors within the last 2 months. The most recent murder occurred on Sunday night and has many fearing no-holds-barred warfare in response to the killing of the latest victim. The deceased, 61-year-old Vincent Lyons, is a long-time strongman and is said to be the father and grandfather to a father and son duo who now have one section of the community under their leadership within the 110 gang. We need the MP to step in. He need to come here. The people don't want to see the councillor. This reach a level of Member of Parliament because it will get wicked. The Donfather dead in the war now, so there will be no peace in Craigtown. I can tell you that, and if it means overseas, the war will fight there as well, a resident said. Senior Superintendent Michael Phipps, commanding officer for the Kingston Western Police Division, said that the leaders of the 2 gangs operating in the space, the 110 and the Gaza gang, are responsible for the bloodletting in the community and have been recruiting men from Spanish Town, Walton Park Road, Denham Town, Almond Town and Anna Town to fight the bloody turf war. Phipps said the police would be targeting the violence influencers and those imported into the space to commit murder and mayhem. The police also listed 11 men from the area as persons of interest. Detectives said these men can help with their investigations into the ongoing war. The Independent Commission of Investigations, DICOM, has launched a probe into the death of a prisoner at the Halfway Tree police lockup on Monday. The deceased is identified as David Satchel, a 59-year-old labourer of Padmore District in St. Andrew. Satchel was reportedly found unresponsive inside his cell about 8:20 a.m. He was transported by the police to the Kingston Public Hospital where he was pronounced dead. It is reported that Satchel was in custody on a charge of sexual touching and was remanded when he appeared in court on the 9th of September. The man charged with the 2022 murder of social media influencer Anika Silkiana Townsend is set to return to court on October 18. Rashawn Patterson had his bail extended when he appeared before the St. James Circuit Court on Monday. Monday's delay was caused by an outstanding post-mortem report of Silkiana as well as DNA results, which are currently being awaited by the Crown. Supreme Court Judge Justice Bertram Morrison gave the October 18 mentioned date to allow time for the files to be completed. Once the files are completed, a trial date will be set. And that is it for your news roundup for today. We would appreciate you liking this video, leaving a comment, and sharing the video with your family and friends. Have a good evening and see you next time.